Have you been feeling stuck? Have you been feeling like no matter what idea you try to move forward with, it just gets blocked or loses energy? This is what I want to explore with you today, because something has shifted. And what you may be experiencing right now or about to experience might not look like what you expect. Hi, I'm Joanne Cary. Welcome back to Embodied Soul. In this episode, we're going to talk about what's happening in the current energetics, what you may have been moving through, what may be opening for you now, and how to move through it as gracefully as possible. So if you're ready, take a deep breath, settle in, and invite in your soul, and be open to receive exactly what you need to live, be, and thrive as the embodied soul you are. So if you've been here with me a while, you'll know that since around September of last year, I've been in what I've called the sacred pause. And then came the integration phase. And we've talked about that, how it feels, how it shows up, how things slow down, sometimes to a crawl, like moving through mud, heavy, dense mud, where everything takes effort, everything takes time, and nothing quite flows the way you expect it to. And I had gotten used to that. But this week, something changed. And I want to slow down this part because it is important. I woke up one morning and I felt lighter, brighter, more like me, playful, energetic. And I actually had this moment of, whoa, this is different. Because I hadn't felt like that in, I don't even know how long, years, maybe a decade. Then the next day, same thing. And I started to wonder, okay, maybe this isn't just a one-day reset. Maybe something has actually shifted. And then on the third day, something else happened. I woke up with a phrase in my mind, private podcast. That was it. Not a plan, not a strategy, just those two words. And I remember thinking, what is a private podcast? So I got up, started looking into it, and then within a few hours, I realized, oh, this is possible. Not only is this possible, it's actually quite simple. And this is where things started to move fast, really fast. By mid-morning, I had already created the structure. I had started selecting transmissions. I was organizing, building, putting the pieces together. And what I was creating was something that had actually been sitting in my heart for weeks. Because it hurt my system, genuinely hurt my system, when so many of you shared that during the transmissions, you were being interrupted by ads, that your nervous system was getting jolted, that you couldn't stay in it, that it didn't feel safe. And for me, that matters deeply. The environment that my transmissions are received in matters. And for those of you who felt that interruption, I've created a private ad-free space for the transmissions, a place where you can receive them without that disruption. If that feels supportive to you, I'll leave a link in the description and you can explore it. And I had felt, honestly, a bit helpless with it before this because I don't monetize my YouTube channel. I don't control the ads. And so there was this tension of, I want to offer this, but the container isn't fully aligned. So I had been sitting with it, turning it over, looking for solutions, but everything felt slow or complicated or blocked until this moment. And this is the key piece. This wasn't just about creating a private podcast, a private feed. This was my first real lived experience of how fast things are actually able to move now. Within 2 days, less than 2 full days, it was done. The living transmission feed, ad-free, distraction-free, an energetically held space that you can receive the transmission safely. And as it was coming together, I had this moment of, oh my God, this is really fast. And then, as if right on cue, that voice came in. This is too fast. You must be missing something. Something's wrong. And this is what I want you to see, because this is not just my story. This is something many of you are either in or about to step into. Things are changing, And here's the simplest way I can say it. What used to take months or years can now happen in days. But your system may not trust that yet. Because for so long, we've been moving through density, through heaviness, through layers that needed to be seen, processed, released. And many of you have been doing that work deeply, consistently. And in the last 6 to 8 weeks, there have been multiple thresholds crossed. Whether you're consciously aware of it or not, things have been clearing, spaces have been opening. And even if you're still in the heaviness right now, let this be a lighthouse for you. You will come out of it. And when you do, it may feel like this. Like a breath of fresh air. Like lightness, openness, a kind of playfulness you haven't felt in years. A sense of, there I am. And then things will start to move. Ideas will come. Energy will be there. Momentum will build. And this is where your awareness becomes everything. Because those small parts of you will show up. The ones that say, it's not safe, it's too fast, you shouldn't trust this, it needs to be perfect first. They showed up for me too. But this time I could see them. And because I could see them, they didn't run the show. I could choose. I could say, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to all be done at once. What matters is, does this meet the core need? Does this create the experience I actually want to offer? And from that place, everything aligned. So I want you to start noticing this in your own life. Because this isn't just about creative projects. This can show up in your relationships, in your finances, in your physical body. Something that has felt stuck for a very long time can suddenly shift. And when it does, watch the part of you that says, that's not possible. Because that part is old. I didn't even realize how much I had normalized the struggle, how I had just accepted that life was a bit heavy, slow, effortful. And I was doing well within that. But it doesn't have to be that hard anymore. As we bring more of our soul into body, as we release density, what has always been there becomes available to us. We can see more, receive more, move with more. And this is why I included the 43-minute eye transmission in the living transmission feed. Because right now, the lenses are going. The old ways of seeing, interpreting, filtering reality are dissolving. And as that happens, we have to allow ourselves to see the new without immediately projecting the past onto it. Because we'll want to. That's how the system has learned to stay safe. But here's the truth. We were never actually safe in that cage. We just believed we were. And now, we're being shown something different. We're on the wave of transformation, and we don't get to carry everything with us. We can try. We can try to hold on to the old patterns, the old protections, the old ways of being, while also trying to move forward. But it's like trying to surf while holding heavy baggage. At some point, you're going to fall off the board. And that's okay. You get back on. This isn't about getting it perfect. It's about learning how to move in a completely different way. So something simple you can begin with. Every morning, just ask, I wonder what's new today. I wonder what's changed. One of my favorite affirmations is, Gaia, thank you for this brand new day. Thank you for this brand new me. Let yourself be in that openness, that curiosity, that willingness to see something different. And then just notice when that voice comes in. This is too much. This is happening too fast. We need to slow down. This isn't safe. Just notice it. You don't have to fight it, but you also don't have to believe it. Because now Things get to be easier. They get to be faster. They get to be clearer. And you will be shown very quickly where you are still choosing from fear, from old density, from old patterns. And then you get to choose again. If you haven't listened to my Choice Points episode, you can go back to that. It may support you here. And I just want to say this clearly. I am not special. This is just where I am on my path today. And I share this so you know, if you're still in the heaviness, it's okay. If things are still feeling slow, it's okay. And if things suddenly start moving fast for you, don't shut it down. Don't assume something's wrong. Let it be easy. Let it work. We're all moving through this together, and our experiences reflect each other more than we realize. So if something has shifted for you, if you've noticed something while listening, even just a subtle sense of something speeding up, I'd love to hear what you're experiencing. Because when we share, we support each other. And we support the collective field in moving through this with more ease, more grace, more trust. I'm sending you so much love for this week ahead. If you've loved this episode, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a 5-star review. It truly helps these messages reach those who need them. And I look forward to meeting with you again next week on Embodied Soul.